Hello, hello, Tatum here. Welcome back. Today I've brought a special friend. We're going to be doing yoga with Teri, so let's get to it. All right, well, thanks for having me today, this morning, and today as well. We'll start today with just finding our easy seated. For me, I like to reach around and I call it the fleshy part. So just reach around, grab out the fleshy part. If you don't have fleshy part, that's great, good for you. I do, so we're gonna find that sits bones and then grow real tall. We're gonna press the crown of the head up towards the sky as we draw the shoulders away from the ears. If you have a hard time getting your knees to kind of relax, if you find yourself here, then you can take your legs long, kind of do the same thing, find that fleshy stuff. Crown of the head high. We're just pulling the navel in, pushing the crown of the head towards the sky or the garage. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. I like to bring my hands to my heart center, let the thumbs touch the chest, and close your eyes if that feels good to you, and we set what we call an intention for your class. So it's not for everybody. If it feels good, you do it. So an intention or a mantra. An intention could just be a word, maybe something you're working on for yourself. Peace, forgiveness. And a mantra can just be a series of words, a phrase, maybe something that you're working on once again for yourself, maybe for someone else. So my personal mantra that I try to use every day is inhaling the word peace and exhaling, letting go. The words begins with me. In your heart. Slowly start to blink your eyes like you're waking up for the first time today. We'll slowly start to release our hands, let our hands fall down towards the earth. The palms are up, the thumbs are towards the back wall, and we'll slowly just start to draw the chin into the chest. Just find a little movement in the body, keeping the navel engaged, wiggling the fingers. We'll slowly start to draw the hands up, and as we do, we're going to follow it with our gaze. So hands up, gaze up. And as we exhale, push the palms down and draw the chin into the chest. Inhale, draw the hands up, gaze up. And this time, we're just going to wiggle the fingers down, almost like jazz hands. Wiggle, jazz hands, wiggle them, wiggle them, wiggle them all the way down, a little rainfall. Inhale, hands up, gaze up. Wiggle the fingers down. We'll take that right hand over to that left knee, and we'll take the left hand back behind us. You can use your fingertips, or you can put the full hand onto the earth. So whatever feels good to you. So maybe the fingertips press in, maybe the full hand press ins. We're trying to get that shoulder to kind of pull back. We keep that chin parallel and the crown of the head high. We're going to inhale here, and as we exhale, maybe we just pull it in a little tighter. Maybe you take your gaze to the back, and then we'll inhale, draw the hands back up towards the sky. Exhale, left hand over to the right knee, right hand to the back. Same thing here, slight twist. You can take it all the way around, looking at the back wall if that feels good. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, draw the hands up, gaze up. And then exhale, fold forward. So if that feels like maybe hands just touch the mat, fall here, maybe you walk them out. See what feels good. Keep those sits bones on the ground. If your legs are long, you're just falling in. This is the longest I've heard you be quiet.
I know. I just enjoy it. I love to get this.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
I'm worried about you over there. All right, reach. And then lift the head, lift the chest. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. We'll lift the head. We'll walk the hands over to the left, and we're going to walk them over as far as we can get them, and then walk them out as far as we can get them. If it feels good, take that right hand, place it on top of the left hand. And we're going to draw the head down, chest down. As you do, the shoulders are going to want to creep into the ears. That's kind of where they live. But we're going to try to pull the shoulders out, press the head forward. That right leg might start to want to lift up, press the right leg down. Lift the head, walk the hands back to the center. And we'll walk them over to the right. As we walk them over to the right, we're gonna reach over as far as we can, and then we're gonna extend them. And then if it feels good, only if it feels good, take the left hand on top of the right. Same thing here, draw the head down, chest down. Should feel a little side stretch here. Left knee presses in, we're trying not to lift that left knee. Walking it back to center. Slowly start to curve up. As you do, bring the chin into the chest. And then draw the hands back up towards the sky and follow it with your gaze, in, up. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, let it go, big sigh. So right now with teaching with COVID, I've been using, we love that ujjayi sounding breath, constricting the throat. So with COVID, we can't do that huge exhale in class anymore. Nobody really feels comfortable with it. So I'm teaching just lips together, teeth apart. So just think about lips together, teeth apart when you're exhaling if you're in a class or around a lot of people. But of course, if you're home by yourself, open your mouth, stick out your tongue, let it all out. Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, lips together, teeth apart. Inhale. Exhale, lips together, teeth apart. All right. Let's roll over to our favorite side, and we're gonna press up to that tabletop position. You are. It's kind of making me nervous. I'm like, she's not saying anything.
This is good though. This is what I need.
All right.
That I don't
All right.
get my life, right? I'm always all over the place. You make me sit.
All right. It just scares me when you're ready. We're gonna take those wrists right underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. The tops of the feet are gonna press into the mat. We're gonna take the eyes of our elbow. These are the eyes of our elbow. We're gonna press them forward. We're gonna draw that navel in. Get the shoulders away from the ears. I'm gonna press into each knuckle, and you're gonna find that you almost just hollow out the center here. You're just kind of grabbing in. I call them my spidey fingers. So kind of press into those spidey knuckles and just find that little, almost like a little suction cup. It happens with your hands. And we'll slowly start to dump the belly. And as we do, we think about the booty goes high, and then shake the chest and press it through, pull the shoulders back and look up towards the sky. Curl the toes. Try to get each toe under. Eyes of the elbows are going to stay forward. And we're going to draw the chin into the chest, hollow out the tummy. So here I like to roll forward and backwards. That feels good. Come back in, tabletop. Tops of the feet drop. Dump the belly. Chest presses through. Gaze is up. Curling the toes, hollow out, draw chin and chest. We'll come back in tabletop position. We're gonna lift the toes up off the ground and just kind of, we call it, in kids yoga, we call it windshield wipers. So we just kind of wash over to one side, go over to the other. Windshield wipers. All my terms are all kids yoga. It's easy, relatable, right? And then toes will meet, knees will go wide, and we'll take the hips, shoot them back towards the heels, and they'll reach the hands forward for a little child's pose. So if you want a little different version, this one's great for great for the shoulder opener. I feel like maybe fingertips, drawing the head down. So if you want more of a surrender pose in this child's pose, think about a child's position. I have a little grandson, and I love looking at him on the camera when he's sleeping. And little kiddos take their hands and come back here, and then they just draw their head down. So this is a great surrender pose because you kind of think about your chest, your shoulders are curling in, you're kind of protecting your heart here. So it's just a good surrender pose. We would use that in like a yin class maybe. More of a stretch here for your child's poses here, but I do like the surrender pose as well. One more breath. Slowly start to walk those hands wherever they are. Back on up, and we'll find tabletop once more. For a little thread the needle. So we're gonna take the left arm in, eye of the elbow forward, we'll pull the core in. We're gonna inhale, draw that right hand up, and we're gonna follow it with our gaze. And then exhale, bring it down. Big inhale draws it up, and exhale brings it down. Inhale draws it up, And our exhale is going to thread it through. So we're going to take the top of the hand, reach it through, and the shoulder is going to drop down. You can keep that left hand close to you, or you can extend it out in front of you. I like the extension. Pressing in. If you want to find a bind, that left hand can go up towards the sky, maybe reaches around, gets it in there a little deeper. Good breath. Slowly start to walk the left hand in, press into the left as you draw that right hand up for a big soar again. Right hand down. This time right hand comes in to the center, eyes of the elbow forward. Get the shoulder away from the ear, pull the core in as that left hand draws high, reaches high. Exhale, comes down. Inhale, draw it up, gaze up. Exhale it down. Inhale, draw it up, gaze up. Exhale, thread it through. Drawing it down, shoulder meets, cheek meets. Right hand maybe extends. You can take it back behind. You can press in to get into that shoulder a little bit more. Slowly start to walk that right hand back. And we'll let that left hand draw back up towards the sky. And back in. We got our good little stretch there. We're going to plant those hands. Take the eyes of the elbows forward, curl the toes. Take a deep breath, fill the belly. Exhale. We'll do a little fire here. This one's kind of new for the core too. So it's called the hover. I feel like you can't see my between, so I'm gonna hover my knees. So we're gonna hover them up here. Yeah, bulldog? Okay, bulldog. So we're gonna hover and then we're gonna tap it back. So we're here. What'd you say? Oh, well, it would be for kids. And then we're gonna hover and then we're just gonna tap it back and bring it in. Right foot taps back, brings in. Left foot taps back, brings in. Right foot taps back, brings in. Left foot taps back, brings in. Right foot taps back, brings in. Curling the toes, big breath, and we'll shoot it high, down dog. So if it's your first down dog today, then maybe stay here for a good 5 breaths. So a good modification is feet wide, even off the mat. You can take them nice and wide. You can bend the knees, open up the shoulders. So it's gotta feel good. If it doesn't feel good, I just don't do it. So we wanna try to eventually get the feet together. Try to get those heels towards the floor. And then notice if you're holding your shoulders away from the ears like I was. Try to get those shoulders out of the ears. The booty shoots up towards the sky as the chest kind of falls into the thighs. Walking it out. Probably breathing so loud. And then we're gonna look up to our hands and try to take those feet to meet our hands for a little forward fold. So we're gonna hang out in this forward fold. If you're looking at your toes, see if you can drop a little bit more and look between the legs, towards the back wall. Even if the knees are bent and the chest is lying on the thighs. It's okay. Rock left and right. And maybe just straighten one leg. Then come back, straighten the other. And think about pushing into the feet. Think about the booty shooting up towards the sky. Pushing the head down, shoulders towards the sky. And then we'll press into the feet, nice and strong. Connect each corner. And then slowly start to come up. Keep the knees bent, chin into the chest. And then open up the arms like you're gonna give somebody a great big hug. Woo, draw the hands up, gaze up. Hands go up to the top. It's called Kali Mudra. I call it Charlie's Angels, for obvious reasons. We're gonna put them up. Draw the shoulders away from the ears, and then if it feels good, then you take a little back bend. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. And draw it back up like you're pointing. And draw it in, hands to heart. Unlock the knees, big breath. Exhale, let it go. Just think about Throwing it all to the mat, just letting it go. Big breath. Exhale. Press into those feet, surrender. There we go.
All right. Good.
Here we go. You're ready for some fun?
Yeah. I'm all right, feeling
All right.
good. Woo.
Not used to you not having your playlist either, because we usually have your
Oh,
playlist
that's
at work.
right. Yeah, no.
Jose will have to
There'll be
sing.
music. There'll be music. There'll be music.
That'd be great. Jose, if you could just hum a few bars, that would be great. All right, we'll find Tadasana, mountain pose. And so a lot of people think in Tadasana pose, we're just kind of standing. So we're gonna do hips distance apart, our feet hip distance apart. And well, I used to think like this was my hip distance apart. And then instructors like, you need to, yeah, so apparently this is my hip distance apart. Oh well. There we go, we're gonna press into the feet, all four corners, and grow tall, crown of the head high, chin parallel. Open up the shoulders, fingertips press down, got little rockets shooting out. Big breath, recall that intention, mantra, and then we'll inhale, draw the hands up, and we'll follow it with our gaze. And then we're gonna swan dive, forward fold into whatever feels good to you. So maybe the knees are bent and you just fall in. And we're gonna come into a flat back. So we're gonna keep that back nice and flat, lifting the chest, take the gaze up, and then in this one, let's lift the toes up. And we'll hold the toes here. 3, 2, 1. Drop the toes forward, fold. Press into the feet, stand to rise. Draw the hands high, follow it with your gaze. Bring the hands into the heart. Not quite sure what's going on with this little piece of hair, so I have to edit that, Jose. Inhale, draw the hands up, gaze up. Click that out. Exhale, forward fold, your forward fold. Inhale that flat back. Once you find that flat back, lift your toes. Hold it 3, 2, 1. Drop the toes, drop the hands. Left foot stays, right foot draws back. We'll take the left foot back to meet the right. We're gonna find a down dog, hips high. Walking out that down dog. Oh, I love it. Down dog. I love it. Feels good. You can do it anywhere.
Yeah.
So even in a chair, you can do a down dog. All kinds of ways to do a down dog all day long. Press up to your tippy toes. And then we're gonna roll the body forward. Take the shoulders past the wrist. You're gonna hug those elbows in nice and tight and chaturanga all the way down. Hug the elbows in nice and close. We're gonna slowly start to lift the body, pull the shoulders back, cobra. Exhale, come down. Curl the toes. So there's 2 ways out here. Oh my gosh. There's 2 ways out here. If you want a challenge, you can plank it. I'll show the modified, and muscles will show the plank. So you're gonna plank up. I'm on a table. You're gonna hold your plank for 3, 2, and we're gonna meet down dog. 2 versions. Both are awesome. 2 ways to the top. You can just walk the feet up to meet the hands, or you can take that left foot, push it down, engage the heel, take the right foot high, 3-legged dog, and then shoot the right foot up between those hands. Draw it up, and then left foot will join it, and we'll find that forward fold. Little looser. Press into the feet. Stand to rise, hands high. Woo, hands to heart. Woo, big breath. Exhale. We'll find Tadasana, hip distance apart. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale that flat back, lifting the toes. Hold the toes for lifted. 1, 2, 3, forward fold. Right foot stays, left foot draws back. Right foot meets the left, down dog. Hips high. We're gonna press up to those tippy toes and then roll the body forward. You can drop to your knees here or stay high in your plank. Hug the elbows in, gazes forward, chaturanga. Press up, baby cobra or big cobra. Roll it back down. You can do press up straight to that plank, hold your plank, or tabletop. Curl the toes, down dog. Walk it out, shake out the head. Your gaze here is towards your belly button. Think about looking up towards the belly button. Right foot presses in, left foot high, three-legged dog this side. Left foot draws to the top. Woo, almost didn't make it. Right foot joins, forward fold. Woo, press into the feet, stand to rise. Hands to heart. Big breath. Exhale, let it go. Getting warmed up, big breath. Exhale, let it go. All right. I'm going to press into that left foot. So we're going to do a little warrior three. So it's a balance, right? So in Yoga Journal, I always joke with yoga. I love Yoga Journal. I may never make the front page, but there's always a modified version of something. So for warrior three, I think we all concentrate so much on staying up there that it really is a lot of core. So I have just made my own little warrior three modification, and I'm gonna take that right knee back behind when I fall in, and I'm just gonna tuck the pelvis, pull the core in. This is my modified warrior three. And each time, maybe if you're working on it, maybe you go up a little higher, and maybe that right foot eventually can kick to the back. It doesn't have to happen. Pulling the core, the knee can stay bent, or you can try to straighten. I'm trying to warrior it out. 3, 2, and then we'll come into that high crescent moon as that right foot pushes back, and then the hands will go straight up, opening that heart. Good bend in the front knee, knees in line with the ankle. And we think about our chest is always kind of reaching forward, especially as females. We're leaning, we're helping, working. So men do too. So, hands high, right hip draws back as the left hip pushes forward, and then tip that pelvis. Gaze is up. If it feels good, we can straighten that back leg. Doesn't have to happen. Big breath. Shoulders away from the ears. And then we'll drop that right foot and just pivot slightly as we press into a warrior two. Love warriors. So knee in line with the ankle. And make sure that knee doesn't come over. So we're just kind of digging it in. The back foot presses in. Reach. This is another spot where people lean in. So think about taking that push to the back, pull the core in, sink, flip the palm, drop the backhand, humble the warrior. Press back in. We'll drop that left hand palm up, take that shoulder away from the ear, take the left hip and draw it back. And then we think about that left rib cage here is just trying to lift up. So a lot of times in this lateral angle, we kind of find ourselves guarding our heart, looking down. So this is a heart opener, and this is a chest opener, so we're just gonna reach. Shoulder away from the ears, gaze up. And if you want a little bit more here, you can drop that left hand. Maybe you find a block, a book. Nice long neck, reach, wiggle those fingers. We're reaching, big breath. And as we exhale, let's float back up, warrior two. Sink in, flip the palm, humble the warrior. Press back in, warrior two. Let's press in, warrior one. For me, this is one of the hardest ones. My hips are so tight all the time, mostly from sitting. Left hip draws back, right hip forward, open. We'll take your gaze to the front, left foot presses in, right foot's gonna join it, big breath. Exhale, hands high, hands to heart. Ooh. I like to just scan my body here and just see if you can tell a difference, like between the right side and the left side. I think Jose should be up here doing it with us. Grab another mat right there.
That would be fun.
That would be fun.
I've been trying to do that. The kids have been in.
Yeah.
Sonia and I just need to get Jose in here.
Next week. All right, Rick will be here too, sure. Press into the feet, find nice steady, right foot presses in. Remember, we're gonna go into that warrior three, so whatever that looks like to you. So don't have a vision of what warrior three is, just make it your own. All we're worrying about is you're building that core. That's all we're working about, and staying steady. So press in, grow tall. I like to bring the left knee back behind. Find a little curtsy. And then I work on my form, core in, shoulders away from the ears, nice long neck. And then I start to tip, like a little teapot. Yeah. Remember that song? We're an airplane, right? Hold it for as long as it feels good to you. And when you're ready, that left foot will press back and we'll find that crescent high lunge. Woo, nice and crazy there, sorry. Hands high. Shoulders away from the ears, so they tend to kind of get by those ears there, so pull them away. That knee's in line with the ankle. And then we're just trying to get that back leg straight. If it doesn't happen, who cares? If it does, awesome. Ready for 3, 2, 1. We're going to take that left foot and pivot it just slightly as we find that warrior 2. Good bend in that front knee. So making sure that knee doesn't crawl over. Push that back hand to the back wall. Shoulders away from the ears. If I'm having a hard time getting my shoulders away from the ears, I'll flip the palms up. That helps me rotate them. Big breath. Flip the front palm, drop the back, humble the warrior. Press back in, warrior 2. Ooh. Right hand drops down. The palms up, shoulders away from the ears. Let's take that right hip and draw it back as that left hand reaches high. Again, you can draw that right hand down here if that feels good. You can find that block. And that left hand is just reaching. Opening the fingers, think about a nice long neck. Nice long neck, reach that left hand. Big breath. Exhale, press back in, warrior 2. Go for your form. Flip the front palm, humble the warrior. Press back in. Go right into warrior 1. You gotta skip my form there, Teri. Shoulders away from the ears. Right hip draws back, left hip forward, gaze up. Press into the right foot as the left foot draws to the top. Hands high. Ooh, hands to heart. Ooh, big breath, fill the belly. Lips together, teeth apart. Big breath, fill the belly. Lips together, teeth apart. I like to pause with the knees unlocked. Maybe bring your hand to your heart if you choose. You don't have to. But just recall that intention. Helps me to move with the breath. Here we go. Wiggle our fingers. We'll find the center of our mat. We'll find a little balance pose next. And then we'll get some lizard stretches or something. So we'll take the left foot, press it in. So we're gonna go into just a tree pose. So the right foot can go anywhere but on the knee. So you can start with it just kind of on the side. You can draw it up to the shin. You can take it up to the thigh. Carolyn Chinney, she used to be an OLG girl. She can do like a full bind here. So I wish she was here, she could show you that. So I like to bring it up to the thigh. We're just thinking tall tree. That left foot is the root. Hands are to the heart, or you can take them out to the side. I like to play with it. Think about a tree swaying, especially this beautiful fall day. It is. Maybe the hands go up. So you want to challenge in this tree pose. You can always move your gaze from the floor to the sky, kind of moving your gaze. Get you a little unsteady. Yeah. It is. I know when I take my gaze, it's like you find that drishti, that focal point, that's what helps us stay steady. But being uncomfortable with moving it, I don't do it very often. So let's try a little bit of taking that. If you want, you can take that ankle over to that left knee and find that steady. Bring the hands to the heart. Pull the core in. So maybe you're just here. This is probably where I'm gonna be. If you want, Tatum, you can drop your booty down as low as you want. Pull the core in, think about nice little squat. And we'll hold. 3, 2. I like to release by taking the hands high and the knee high. So draw the hands up, knee up, in, and then out, let it go. Shake it out. Woo. My left leg's strong. All right, let's see if the right leg can handle it. Can handle it. Right leg presses in. So the crown of the head's high, chin's parallel. Really just work on where we want to put that left leg. We want to go to the shin. We want to go thigh. You can find a bind on one side. Big breath. Actually, in teen yoga, all the teens could do it too. Lucy Banter, Olivia, Ella Glazer, yeah, all those girls. Flexy little gals. Woo. We are today.
We are.
Look at us.
Working on it, right?
We are. I always say I don't want those Velcro shoes when I'm 70. I want to be able to get down there and tie them.
That's how I feel.
No Velcro shoes. No, don't put them on me, kids. We'll take that ankle over to the knee. Maybe we find a squat. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. So drop down as low as it feels comfortable to you. Notice I'm staying high. That's what's comfortable for me. Big breath. And then releasing is just as important as falling into it. So hands high, knee high, big breath up. And exhale, push it out. Shake it out. Woo! Yummy. All right, all right. All right. All right, we'll come to the back of our mat now. Press in. We're going to draw the hands up, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale that flat back. As you do, lift the toes today. Woo. Exhale, forward fold. We'll start to walk the hands out. We're going to find a down dog, so walk those hands to the top. We're going to go into a pigeon. So there's two ways to go into your pigeon here. We can just take that left knee and draw it up to the left wrist. And you can drop right into your pigeon, or you can drop to your knees and then draw that left knee up. Reach back, grab that foot. In yoga journal, the leg is here. I always like to tell you that because in the magazines, of course it looks like that. I don't know, they're probably not even photoshopping that. That's probably for real. But for me, I've got to bring that foot back just slightly. And for someone else, maybe it's here. So if your knee hurts you, then don't do it. There's another way to do this. So we'll start here in pigeon. So I did bring a blanket as well to show you. So you can start here. You can use that block underneath that hip. So if my hip is still up off the ground and I need that hip to find the earth, then maybe it finds a blanket. It's got to find something. It can't just hang out there. So over here, it should definitely be supported. So if it's not supported and it's not finding the earth, so if it's not pressing into the earth, that back foot, I like to take the toe on that right foot and curl it and kind of help myself get down. And then I look back at that right foot and make sure the toe's pointing straight back. It doesn't want to curve in, so we don't want it to kind of round in, we want it to press straight back. You might just stay here in your pigeon, or you might start to slowly draw down. You can use a block here. You can draw down to your elbows. And you just kind of try to square up those hips. So if you notice yourself start to lean to that left side, kind of feeling too comfortable maybe on that blankie, then roll up. Try to get that, square up the hips. And a lot of things that happen here too is the chest starts to cave in. People just kind of get too relaxed here maybe. So just think your neck is an extension of your spine. So press the head forward, pull the shoulders to the back, and then engage the core. And the whole time we're just softening those hips. Unlock the jaw. And then maybe the hands go out even further. Maybe you can walk them all the way out, and maybe the chest falls. Remember, the head's nice and long, shoulders away from the ears. So another way to do this same pose, I'll let Tatum stay there. A lot of people that have knee injuries, and that's just not, it doesn't feel good. So we're gonna roll onto our back. We're gonna do the same thing. It's the same muscle groups that you're gonna hit. So you're gonna take left ankle over, you're gonna press into the thigh. Maybe you bring that hand up, grab it, and then try to get that neck to relax. If you're not feeling it, you think you need a little more, interlace the fingers, go to the top of that knee. Then come down and rock left and right. Oh, that actually, for me, that's like even more intense than forward. So just a couple versions there. Do you like it?
I like it better. If I can keep it stretched there, 'cause I can kind of, it's right there.
Yeah. So then we slowly start to come up. When you come up, press up slow. So if you have lower back pain, you're gonna wanna keep those hands in front of the knees. Open up the heart, just kind of lift the chest. Lower back pain, you just kind of wanna stay here. Don't wanna push it. If you're feeling a little bit more flexy, maybe you take the hands out and open the heart a little wider. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. I like to look back at that foot like, hey, right foot. Just talk to it like, hey. And then maybe the right foot wants to visit. You're like reaching back, hey, come here, right foot. Maybe it comes up for a visit. Maybe it's shy, doesn't want to come. Leave it back there. And then there's two ways to come out of a pigeon pose. You can just fall over to that left hip and then find your right leg swings around. My favorite way to come out is eyes to elbow forward. Pull the core in nice and tight. Curl that back foot on the right and bring the hips up for down dog. Big breath. Exhale. To me, that is like so yummy. Woo. Fire in the hole. Here we go. Other side. So same thing. You can drop to your knees, or you can take your right knee all the way up to that right wrist if you're there. You can take that foot all the way to the top. You can bring it to the center if it's too tight, and then drop down. Again, use that blanket or that block, and see if you can just find yourself melt. Push that hip into that blanket, that mat, that melt, or that block, whatever feels good. We're gonna activate that back foot, curl the toe. If you want, you can keep the thigh up off the ground the whole time. When you're ready, you start to drop it in, maybe the elbows. You can lift the palms up here. This is a nice surrender. We're constantly kind of gritting down, and I think lifting the palms up helps me get my shoulders out of my ears, helps me get out of my head. The neck's an extension of the spine, so think about a nice long neck. Turtle, I always say, think about your tough as a turtle. Head pushes forward, shoulders back. If it feels good, reach the hands out further in front of you and bring the chest down. So this side for me, super tight, don't know why. Women always have, for me, the women that I work with and women that I know have one side that's just super tight. And for me, this is it. So I used to call it my bad side, but I don't have a bad side, right? Missy would say, we don't have bad sides. Missy would say, we don't have bad sides, so it's my tight side. So you can stay in this pose as long as it feels good to you. So in a yin practice, you might hold this pose for 10 minutes. Oh, the witch. She didn't want to hold it any longer. That's kind of a hard position to sit in right there. So then we're gonna press it up. So again, this side's tighter for me, so coming here is a lot. Press in, lift. If you want a little bit more, the hands can go back further. We're trying to lift that chest even more. And then maybe look back at that foot like, hey, left foot. I always think if I call it, it'll come reach for me, and then lift, hug it in.
You know, when I first started doing this one with you, because my hamstring grew up.
Look at you.
Yeah, well, thanks to you, dear.
Hey, I got lots of things to be thankful with you. So same thing, you can drop that right hip and pull right out if you don't want to do a down dog. Otherwise, we're just gonna draw it up, hips high, down dog it. Drop that head. And then slowly walk those hands back to the feet. This is a nice, good surrender pose. So in this forward fold, let the hands just kind of hang like, think about a rag doll arms, let the head drop, shoulders pull up, and just walk the hands over to the left side, back to the center, to the right. Think about shooting that booty up nice and high. And then press into the feet. Bend the knees generously as you slowly start to come up. Keep the knees bent, keep the chin chest to the chest, and then draw the hands up. Follow it with your gaze. Hands to heart. Big breath, fill the belly. Lips together, teeth apart, let go. Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, let it go. All right, all right. You're doing good on time, Tatum. All right. Are you playing Yahtzee on your phone?
Yeah, she's
I'm totally joking. I'm totally joking. All right, here we go. He's like, I am. Inhale, draw the hands up, gaze up. You love me, Jose. Exhale. We're gonna find that forward fold, gaze between our legs. So don't look at your toes, even if they're cute with pedicure. Look between, and then lift the toes. Go to 3, 2, 1. Press into the feet, bend the knees. Let's start to walk the hands out. So this is gonna be our little lizard. It's a good one for runners, like Tatum. So we're gonna look forward to that left hand. We'll slowly start to draw that left foot up towards the outside of that left hand. So we're gonna reach, take it out, and then kick that right foot back as far as your body will let it go. And then we're gonna slowly come down. Right knee touches the earth. And find a little lizard here. You can take the fingertips, you can grab that block, press up. So I got a little challenge for you. I was like, let's see.
I like a challenge.
I know you do, I know you do. So we'll start here with our lizard, and then we're gonna take a little challenge for Tatum. Yeah, so you can stay here. No, you can drop down, you can use that block. Drop down to your elbows. If you're super loosey-goosey, then you don't need the block. I need the block. Draw the shoulder, draw the left hip back. Extend that right leg. So a modified version here is just don't go down. Think about chest up a little bit more. So you're like, oh, that's not enough. Take that right foot, curl the toe, get the thigh up off the ground, and you can rock it. That feels yummy. You can drop that right knee and then take the hand out and just kind of open up. You can press into that right hand and draw that left hand, reach it towards the sky. Bring it down. You can do the same thing that we did in that pigeon by lifting that right foot. You can reach back and grab it.
I think I'll stick it right there.
Yeah.
Right there.
So another modification, if you want the challenge, is to take your block next to your foot.
Challenge?
Yeah, it is. It's a challenge for me. Maybe not for you. And we're gonna take that left foot on top of the block. No, not on this one. This one's tight. So it's the same thing as lizard, but it's a little bit higher. So it's just getting in a little bit deeper. And the challenge is to pull the chest up. And if you can go down to your blocks here, well, right? Fire in the hole. So I've got my leg kind of sprawling out. Probably should have it up here, drawing the hip back, but it feels good. So if you're up on the block, you might need a little help getting your leg down. Oh, like me. Okay. Woo, no. All right, we're gonna get the thigh up off the ground. We're gonna shoot it up to down dog. Big breath. Woo. Oh my golly.
Oh, wow.
If it feels good, let's do the other side. So gaze up to that right hand, and we'll take that right foot, draw it on the outside. I'm gonna use that left foot, push it back as far as we can. And then slowly come down. Maybe the left knee touches the earth. Maybe the fingertips are here, maybe you're using that block. So lots of modifications. Opening the heart. Maybe you can press in, open a little more. Maybe that left hand presses. Maybe you take that right hand for a wave. So many different things you can play with. I just say if it feels good, just keep doing it. If you want, you can take that right block. Woo! So I'm gonna need a little forklift to get the leg up. Big breath. Woo! Winning. Okay. I really tried to think of a challenge because you said yoga's strong. I was like, come on, Teri, you can do it. Think of a challenge. That is a challenge, so I can it's really high. It's really high. So lifting the chest. You can get the thigh up off the ground. A little bit more fire in the hole. Three, 2. I'd come off the block first. That was graceful. And then we're gonna find down dog, big breath. Walk it out. Oh my. We'll drop to our knees. Woo. Find easy seated. Big breath. Exhale. Thinking leg stretches is what I was thinking. And then if we have time, we'll do frog.
Okay.
So this one's a fun leg stretch. Again, there's modifications to it. We're gonna take that right leg back, left leg long. And if that hurts your knee, then don't do this one. It's not for you. Bring the knees together so you don't want them too far apart. And we're gonna get that toes so the toes are flat, nice. So we'll sit up nice and tall. We're gonna activate the left foot pulling the toes towards you. I wonder how bad my bottom of my feet look.
I know, mine are
Just started thinking about that. So crown of the head high.
I care last time I had good feet.
And then we're gonna slowly start to go back. You're gonna use your elbows to catch you. Keeping the knee together so we don't want that to flare out. So just go down, see if that feels good. If your leg starts lifting, you've gone too far. Another thing to do here is if you have a yoga strap, which I didn't bring, you can take that yoga strap and bind your legs together, and then that helps it from not coming up, it can't come up. So binding those legs together, we're gonna draw it back. Woo. And then see what it feels like. Pull the left toes towards you. And then maybe you can find the earth. I can't do the other side. I can feel it starting to come up. If I had the belt would squeeze it together. Not today. Maybe other side too. So we're not going to take that right leg out. We're going to first sit up, come up in your pose, and then take the right leg out. Nice. And then we'll take the left leg, bring it in. So this side's tighter for me. This side's I know. So already my left knee is like collywalky. It's like doesn't want to stay even here. So I can't imagine how pretty this is going to be. So sit up nice and tall. Shoot those sits bones down, and then we're going to start to lean back. It's going to be pretty. Open up the heart. And then if it feels good, I like to hold on to that left foot, kind of pressing it down like, don't come up, don't come up. I don't know. I'm going to try. No, I'm going to get stuck. So we're going to stay here. Jose, you look good. Yeah, Jose is completely flat. That looks good, Jose. Wow. I didn't know he was that flat. That is really good. All right. Squeezing the legs together, just trying to make sure that left leg doesn't pop out. 3, 2, 1. We'll sit up nice and slow. Once you find yourself sitting up, then take that leg out. Whew. Nice. Tadasana, staff pose. We're just going to grab that fleshy stuff out again. Sit up nice and tall. Reach the hands high. And then forward fold. So for me, it's just touching the shins first, drawing the chin into the chest. Curving the spine, which is not where this pose wants to be. It's not where it should be. But for me, it's just finding that relaxation and that breath first. And then I work on my form. Big breath. And then I think about pulling the toes towards me. Immediately, I think my baby toes start shooting towards the top. So I want to try to bring them in. And even if I have to grab my outside where the baby toes live. And then think about lifting the chest, pressing the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. So it's not really about that complete fold. It's more about trying to lift. And then we'll curve the spine, draw it down. And bring the hands high up to the heart. Ooh, big breath. Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, let it go. I think we have time for the frog? Sure, sure.
I could be here an hour and a half if you want. I need it. Love it.
So this is the frog pose. So this mat's pretty soft, so we won't need to turn our mat. But if you were doing the frog pose, you'd want to turn so your knees are on it. You can also take a blanket and kind of get your blanket here for your knees, because it does does a number on your knees. So we're gonna start here, and then you're gonna take your feet out. Think about a frog. Take them out. Now your knees and your ankle wanna be together. So start to slowly take the knees out, and they're gonna be in line with the ankle as far as we can. And then slowly drop the elbows. And then immediately my chest just wants to fall into the mat, like boom. Let's take those shoulders underneath the wrist, or the elbows underneath the shoulders, and let's pull the core in. Shoulders away from the ears, nice long neck, and we'll just rock here. Each time, unlock the jaw, see if you can get a little lower. Maybe the knees go out a little wider, and think about the inner thigh pressing down. And then see if you can shoot the hips back a little bit. So the goal is to be flat completely, right? So I'm not there. I'm so close. No. No, I'm not. Rock. Again, this is a nice yin pose. You can stay here as long as it feels good. Another modification would be taking like a bolster or a pillow. Great big pillow. My daughter has one of those maternity pillows. I just want to order one just because they look yummy. But a big pillow here to kind of help you fall in a little bit more, but keep that form. A lot of breath. So again, staying here as long as it feels good to you. We're going to come out nice and slow, press into the hands, and walk one knee in, then the other. Woo. Come into that tabletop. We're going to take that left knee and bring it to the center, and we'll take the right leg back behind it. It's almost like a crisscross. And then see how far apart you can get your feet. Get them out as far as you can. I'm going to reach the hands. I'm going to inhale, fill the belly. And as we exhale, we're going to shoot the hips back. So if you're pushing your body back, and you can't, I always say if you can't say, like you always say, Tatum, like you can't speak when you're running, then you're running too hard, right? So in yoga, if you can't breathe through or say or sing, la, 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 if your la, 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 la sounds like la, 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 then you're going too far. So just listen to your body, shoot the hips back. La, la, la. Yeah, it's too far. Slowly start to come up. We'll unlock the legs and just switch. And take the legs as wide as you can. And then shoot the booty back. Yes. And if that feels good and you want, you can slowly start to push the body and find yourself a seat. So if that feels good, come all the way up. Then you can hug in here. This doesn't feel good for everybody, so just pushing back and breathing. If you're fine with that, stay there. Otherwise, stay here. Now, in perfect yoga journal, this foot should be out further, and the knee should line up, right? So that's not happening. So your sits bones, in this pose, your sits bones really need to find the earth. So I'm sitting on my heel, which I shouldn't be, right? So you can always take a block, sit up on that block. That feels so much better, doesn't it? Yeah, way better. Yeah. Yeah. Should have tried that on the other side. Sorry, big breath. Yummy, yummy. All right. Woo, we're going to come out. Oh, nice and slow. Unlock. Nice and slow. Toes together, knees apart. And we'll slowly start to shoot the hips back. Reach the hands forward. Find a little child's pose. Again, whatever you're looking for today. So if you need to protect your heart today a little bit more, then bring your hands back behind. Draw your head down. Let the shoulders curve in and just protect your heart. Big breath. Press into those hands. Slowly start to come up and find easy seated. Ooh, big breath. Exhale. So I had the goddess pose. We can do that one, or we can just work on some arm stretches. I know one of the arm stretches you like is laying out and kind of going in there. So we could do that with eagle arm, or we could do the goddess core. So what are you feeling? I will pick the arm stretch all day long. So we'll rate, this is one that Tatum does a lot in her classes, and I love it. So it's laying down. Can you see me? And we give the floor. I could never do this in Zoom when I was doing my Zoom classes. I always cut myself out. So in this pose, I think about giving the floor like a great big hug. I love the floor. And then left cheek finds the earth as the left hand reaches. So just kind of lift it up off the ground and reach it. And we're going to take the hips and go onto the left side. So think about stacking the hips. Let the head come down. That right hand can come into the chest. You can take your right hand back and think about a dancer pose where you just kind of hug. Or take the right foot and plant it on the ground. That one is my favorite. And then the right hand can go up towards the sky. Or it can stay down low and press. So we're engaging that left hand still. So a lot of times the left hand just wants to hang there, but press into each finger in the left hand. You're gonna find a little bit more stretch if you press into each knuckle. Lift that right leg. I can feel my right knee coming down, but I wanna push it up towards the sky. And then slowly bring it back in. Hug the floor once more. I love this floor. It's actually very clean for a garage. Man, my husband would be jealous. Right cheek down, left hand comes close, and then we're taking that right hand and we're reaching it out first. Once we get it out as far as it feels good, then bring the head down, stack those hips. You can reach back, find a dancer here, or that left foot can come find the earth, or just stack the feet. You don't have to do anything fancy. That left hand can press in. Just remember the right hand. It just kind of wants to lay there and just think it's working, but press into the knuckles. When you press into the knuckles, you can really activate that a little bit more. Press into each knuckle. Maybe the left hand goes up towards the sky. Doesn't have to. Again, I could stay here and just keep breathing. Again, this is one where if you can't use your full breath, you've gone too far. So be able to breathe, be able to sing. Roll it back in when you're ready. Give the floor one more big hug. Slowly bring the hands, let's bring them to the rib cage. Like right outside the rib cage, press the feet. Think about the toes meeting each other. We're gonna slowly press our hands and then start to lift the chest. As you do, lift the shoulders. Now take the shoulders and lock them back. Lift the chest a little bit higher. Look left, look right. Bring it down. Curl the toes. Press up table. Back child. And then we'll find easy seated once more. So again, whatever that easy seated looks good for you. So maybe that is cross-legged. Maybe it hurts to sit cross-legged. You can always take that blanket, put it underneath your hips. That's gonna let your knees kind of fall down a little bit more if your legs are tight. Woo. I'm lucky it's breezy today. Woo. I know, so pretty. So we'll do some eagle arms to unlock what we just kind of played with. I love eagle arms. I like standing eagle. It's a balance. Have you done that one? Have we done? But it's hard. Eagle standing is hard. So we're taking it easy. We're done. We're done for the day, right? So right hand's gonna go over to that left knee, and then left hand's gonna go up and top. Hug that right knee, and then just kind of draw the chin into the chest, curve the spine. And slowly start to come up, and as you do, those hands are gonna go back and give yourself that 5th grade hug. You know, a little make-out session, 5th grade hug. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. So everybody's in a different place with these eagle arms. A lot of people can't do it. Maybe their shoulders are too tight. Big busted women, I mean, it's hard to do. So you're just gonna hug here, and then you're gonna get the shoulders away from the ears, and all you're gonna do is elbows up, elbows down, elbows up, elbows down. Maybe that's all you're doing. That's cool. And then maybe you want to go a little further. So you're going to take those elbows, connect them. Maybe the backs of the hands find each other. Maybe you stay here. And then maybe you can find that prayer hand. So the hands press in. It's a little bit of a bind. So we're going to think about shoulders away from the ears, pull the core in, and then push those elbows away from you so you find that space between your shoulder blades. Now if you want the challenge, push the fingertips up, shoulders down, body away. Hold it 3. Core in, 2, 1. Then we're going to open up the arms like we're going to give Jose a great big hug. Palms up, thumbs to the back wall, drop it down. He's like, I didn't know it was interactive today. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands to heart. It's always interactive with me. Left hand over, right hand's on top this time. Ooh. Draw the chin into the chest. Give yourself that 5th grade hug. I love me. That's what we used to say all the time in kids yoga. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Same thing here. So if it doesn't feel good to find that bind in the eagle arms, don't do it. Elbows up and down. Just shoulders away from the ears, elbows up, elbows down. Elbows up, elbows down. If you can, then backs of the hands find each other. Sometimes that's maybe too intense too, so press. Shoulders away from the ears. And then push the elbows away from you, so find that shoulder blade space. Push the fingertips up, and really think about those prayer hands pushing together. Praying, praying, praying. It's Sunday. I'm taking you to church. Taking you to church. There you go.
That's what I told my sister.
It does. 3, 2, open up. Give Jose a great big hug.